beautiful Virgo, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your blue moon reading. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I'm truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder that this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not have Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, Patreon, or if you see anyone on those platforms claiming to be me, please report them. It is a scam. I do not take money, donations, e-gifts either. Okay, so let us cleanse your space, Virgo. I'm going to cleanse it hourly at the same time as mine so that we're in sync and bring peace and clarity to the reading beforehand. Please adjust your headphones if you have them in so I do not hurt your wonderful ears, and let us begin. So, the blue moon, it occurs once every so often, just like the saying says, once in a blue moon. It's very rare. It's the second full moon to rise in the sign of Aquarius, and also the second full moon to be in Leo season, so double opportunity for luck and abundance. This is an amplified energy time for you to power up, come to an energetic climax, but also sort of revisit your rebellious side and be unconventional. Sort of embrace your individuality. So this is time to seize the day when it comes to manifesting and capitalize on that Aquarius sort of double energy for that blue moon magic. Now let's see what is coming towards you. We've got you are good enough. And actually it's your card, Virgo, okay? So that is the first position. Now I'm doing a little bit of a moon spread here with 4 cards just to see how you can use this moon energy before you move forward. Then I'll go a little bit deeper and see what is coming towards you. Now, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know regarding this blue moon energy? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Now, it's really interesting, Virgo. What they're showing me right now as I'm shuffling, they're showing me, it's almost like they look like cat's eyes, but they also look like marbles. Now, I guess marbles and cat's eyes kind of look similar, but they're showing me that. So if either you're looking at cat's eyes as you're listening to this reading, and they look like marbles, they're so beautiful, or it is that there's marbles that resemble cat's eyes, because the way they're showing me, it is actually a clouded marble with a beautiful color in the center, okay? But it's almost like, you know when you get a deep, deep purple, sort of deep purple violet kind of energy, or color, sorry, and it almost looks black, and you sort of like, when you flicker it to the light, you can see the purple in it. So if you're looking at something as you're listening to this reading that's like that, there's something in this message for you, okay? It could also be that you're seeing something very clearly. You're seeing, you know, in cloudedness or in darkness, you're seeing some sort of light, or something, you're looking at something and it's changing the way you perceive it. So I'm not really sure what they're giving me. I mean, cat's eyes, other than cat's eyes on the road, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's about being cautious or being guided or something like that. So please take it as it resonates. It's not going to resonate for everyone, of course. But anyway, I'll look up cat's eyes and the symbolic meaning. But I feel like it's intuitive energy. But, you know, it's almost like look before you leap or take a calculated risk. I feel like that came up in your general reading a couple of weeks ago. And if that is the case, then that's definitely the energy that I'm feeling here. Now, the first position for you, this is what is rising up within you for that full moon. The first position is you are good enough. So you're starting to completely acknowledge, I mean, Virgo, it's been a long time coming, so I feel like you already do acknowledge that you are enough, but sometimes there's a little bit of doubt that creeps in, and we all have those little moments of questioning. But I feel like what's important for this particular full moon is to recognize that you are good enough, because full moon energy often makes us really question deep, you know, it makes us doubt ourselves or look up blockages, and it's a very emotional time, And it sometimes makes us feel really insecure or makes us feel fear because it's such a powerful energy. And the blue moon, it's amplified. A lot of people will notice that it makes you feel quite uncertain or a little bit anxious. And we have been getting tarot cards in every reading for the full moon so far. So there's a major shift coming. I feel for the collective, not just Virgo, okay? For humanity, I feel like there's something coming. Tower doesn't always mean a negative surprise either. It just means surprise, something that we were not expecting, okay? In a chance to rebuild is often the energy. It could be an epiphany or, or it could be a transitional period that brings something greater, but we have to release something in order to move forward. So let's see what the transformative energy is coming through, but know that you are good enough. Whatever it is that you are working towards, or whether it is you looking at friendships or love relationships, or even just deep within yourself, sometimes we can question our own paths. You are good enough, okay, Virgo, and then some. Okay, so they just gave me I, Claudius. So Claudius was someone who was in a position of power. Your name could be Claudius. So I'm not really sure, but it's I, Claudius. It's almost like a stating intentions. If I was like, I, Baba, I'm going to do something. I, Claudius. But I feel like Claudius was someone who was in power, perhaps Roman. Maybe I'm not sure if I'm Greek or Roman. I feel Roman. The energy that I'm getting is more Roman. So maybe a Roman emperor or something like that. Maybe that's that emperor spirit. We'll go deeper and find out, but that's what they give me. Not unless it's a piece of artwork or something like that you're resonating with, or a piece of text or something. It could be a book or a text or something, and I'm not aware of it. So I will clarify. I will look it up after the reading. I'm always happy to say, Virgo, I don't know. When it comes up, I'm not going to pretend to know everything. So if it comes up, I will mention it and I'll give it to you because it may mean something to you and it doesn't mean anything to me. But I'll look it up. Anyway, second position, this is what's the solution to any challenge that you're facing right now, okay? And that's what this position is. Bring love to the situation, new moon in Aquarius. Now, you've already gone through that new moon in Aquarius, Virgo, because we've had that new moon in Leo. I do apologize. They just corrected me. This is the second full moon in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, they just want me to clarify. So thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Bring love to the situation, though, is important. Okay, whatever you do, do it full steam ahead with your heart. Your gut instinct will never lead you astray. If your heart's not in it, Virgo, you know yourself. You can't do it. You can persevere. You can struggle. You can sacrifice. But eventually it catches up with you and you know the drill. As soon as that catches up with you and the love is not in the situation, you gotta let it go. Because the only thing it is hurting is you. It's just like anger. If you're angry at a situation, the only person it is hurting is you because you're retaining it. Same with walking forward and doing a job or having a friendship or a love relationship. If the love's not there, you got to let it go eventually because it's going to bring you down, okay? Now, we've also got, it's time to release negativity. This is the advice. So if you've been feeling extra sort of like sharp and bitey recently, Virgo, and we all get there, we all get a little bit negative sometimes. It could be due to something that you're holding on to that you need to release. Now, Virgo, you're someone who is very beautiful in your energy. You do so much for the people that you care about. Not everybody gets into the inner circle with Virgo. You're very discerning about your energy, which is wonderful. But for those that you are loving and caring of, you do everything you can within your power to help them. And sometimes you forget about yourself. Okay, and that leads to people feeling a little bit resentful. Now, you don't mean to, but when we're constantly doing for other people and we're like, oh, damn it, I ran out of time to do this thing for myself. I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. It gets a little bit much. So just be a little bit mindful that sometimes you can say the word no, because they're giving me the word no right now. Okay, so no is not a selfish act. No when it is good to use the word no. If, for example, someone at work is always saying, hey, Virgo, I've run out of time to do this thing. Do you mind helping me out with that thing? You're like, okay, I'll do it. No problem. And then they come back again and they come back again. It's okay to say no sometimes. Okay. I'm going to pull a quick card on that because I want to see what the negativity could have been about so that I can help you a little bit further. But we all get a little bit worried sometimes, and fear, frustration, you know, all of those cloudedness, confusion, you know, all those things can lead to a little bit of negativity. Sometimes if we just don't know, we get a little bit scared and think we snap, you know, and people who expect us to just know things. And Virgo, you know a lot. Your brain is like a supercomputer. But sometimes you're like, does it always have to come down to me? So I'm just pulling that energy right now. So I need to pull a card on it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. Rest, 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 rest. Look at that. 4 of Swords there. Rest, recoup. Okay, release anything that is not necessary at this time. You know, the swords are all about communication, but they're also about your brain. They're also about, you know, the way that we process things, and it can be overload. Sometimes we mentally overthink things. And if you're trying to think for yourself, Virgo, but also for everybody else, that supercomputer of yours is going to hotwire eventually and then spark right out. You're going to burn yourself out. Okay, so just be a little bit mindful because that energy is coming through. Release all negativity, anything you don't need. I mean, it's easier said than done, but you may get to a process or you get to a point where you know, the Fool card indicates a release of baggage. Okay, remember that childlike spirit. The Fool card is often a childlike energy, or it's like an immature kind of energy. Someone who starts their journey believing that anything is possible, taking leaps of faith and sort of releasing any attachment to the journey ahead. So let it all go. Anything you don't need that's not necessary, let it all go. Free yourself up. I know it's easier said than done because we all have responsibility, but sometimes we forget about that inner child. We all have that inner child. We may grow up in these grown-ass bodies and everything. We got to pay bills. We got to like spin all the plates, try and make sure everybody's happy, try and make sure we're happy, try and navigate a big old pandemic, try and navigate everything. Sometimes we forget to have fun, or we lose the sense of where's the fun at. Okay, so it's about coming back to our center and recognizing that things, have faith, anything is possible. You will be taking a leap of faith, and also that you can't do everything all of the time. Okay, have faith that everything will reveal itself in time. You just need to put one foot in front of the other. Okay, that's the energy that I'm getting. Okay, and you're on the precipice of something big, some major change here. You know, there is an energy here of taking a risk or a chance. A new path is opening up to you. Rest before you need to take that first step, okay? Because you're going to need your energy, Virgo. And positivity is the key. The Fool card is often at the start of the journey. It starts really positive. And then you get round to the Hermit card, which is the Virgo card, to know what life is all about, to have experienced hardship and, you know, experience the ups and the downs. And sometimes the Virgo card of the Hermit takes themselves into a cave because they're well weary. They're like, you know what, this is tiresome. So you need to just take a little bit of a recoup energy. It's only temporary. Okay, now we've got a personal issue reaches a resolution. Now this card is a Cancerian card, so something emotionally is reaching that sort of emotional climax here. But you may be actually quite glad that it's coming to an end so that you can free yourself up from that energy. Let's see what is coming in the overall energy for you with this moon period. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. What do my beautiful Virgos need to know regarding this blue moon? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see? We got the High Priestess, another Virgo energy. We got the Fool card again in a different deck. So they're indicating here there's a little bit of cynicism or a little bit of lost hope. Perhaps you feel like you're a little bit stuck. Maybe you're feeling a little bit apathy, like, meh, what is happening, Virgo? You know, you've been working really hard and you're maybe not seeing the fruits of your labor and feeling like, you know what is the point? Okay. The Justice card, there's some good karma coming your way. What is right for you will never ever pass you by. And we got the Hangman. Oh, they want me to go again? Wow. Please don't let it be the Tower like the Collective. If you do not get the Tower, Virgo, you are the only sign to not get the Tower so far. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. Okay, Temperance. I'm loving that. They just said, and that's it. So, whew, lucky escape there, Virgo. You're the only sign so far to, in the overall fated energy, to sort of not get a Tower moment. But, you know, we've still got another deck to play for us, so let's see how it goes. Anyway, we got the High Priestess. Virgo, intuitively, you felt the shift a long time ago. This is your protagonist energy. The High Priestess is a sorcerer. Male or female, not a gender-specific reading, but you've been trusting your intuition for a while, but you may have felt like there was something not quite right, something off, okay? You may even have felt there was like, I also get this, it's almost like they're showing me a pocket watch, when I get closer to it, yeah, it's like a pocket watch. So perhaps you're feeling like time is not on your side, or you're running out of time to do something, and intuitively it's making you feel a little bit nervous. I'm going to pull a quick card on that energy and see what that is. But the High Priestess indicates everything's going to come together in divine order, and you're starting to surrender to the process. You've sacrificed a lot for what you've been trying to achieve in life. And I feel like with that High Priestess card, it is about knowing that trust your intuition, but there is a higher sort of power at work here, and it will bring you the results you need and reveal them when the moment is right. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides. King of Water. Okay, so we got Scorpio energy and we've got Virgo energy here. Now this could be about love, but it also could be about emotional maturity. Okay, perhaps you've had a real sort of test of faith recently, Virgo, and it's brought you into a higher level of emotional maturity, or you feel like someone who's got Virgo placements or Scorpio placements has matured in a way and is offering you some sort of either love or is making peace with you in some way. It could also be here that you are starting your own business or something, because the King energy is often an entrepreneurial energy. So it's almost like you're literally bringing love to the situation. You could feel, it's almost like you could feel before it's almost like, yeah, you're like a visionary, like before the trend of, because it basically says bring love into the situation. So intuitively you've known that you have to have your heart in something, or that you're bringing love to a situation. There's a maturity here for sure. And I feel like if you're stepping into a leadership role or role of more responsibility here, you're making really good decisions, you're following your heart, you're greatly appreciated. If people do not tell you that, Virgo, I'm telling you that now. People actually appreciate you, even behind the scenes. They may not say it to your face, but they can see that you're very fair. You may be honest to a T, and sometimes, very blunt with your honesty, but they know that you mean well. I feel like you may be tempering sometimes the way that you say things as well, because the King of Water is a diplomatic card. But I feel there's something here that either you feel a love relationship is running out of time, there's someone intuitively you know that you want to be with, or there's an opportunity. You've waited a long time. Look at that. Patience and Four of Earth. Long-term security. You've waited for something. I feel like you've held on for something for a long time. Now, this could be to step into a leadership role. It's almost like you've played the long game. Okay? Because the Patience card indicates, you've gone back to the drawing board many, many times. Re-examine your priorities, but your sort of your purpose remains on track, and you're committed to your goal, your dream. You know intuitively that this is going to happen, whatever this is. So either it's a goal, a dream, a role with more responsibility, putting your heart or soul into it. Could even be a relationship, but it has a solid foundation, and it will lead to longevity. Okay, so I feel like intuitively you know that you're on the right path, even when you question it sometimes and have a bit of a wobble, because I do feel like the Fool card here is the challenge. Okay, that's in the challenge position. So it means like it's almost like they're playing a song for me right now. Now, this is not meant to be a love reading, Virgo, okay? But they're actually playing a song, and the song came up a couple of weeks ago for a reading. I cannot remember right now off the top of my head if it was for your reading or not, but the song is Say Something, I'm Giving Up on You. Is the lyrics that they're giving me. Say something, I'm giving up on you. So either you're talking to your source, or you're talking to whoever you consider a source, or you're, manifesting with the universe, saying, something needs to manifest, or I'm giving up on you, or it's actually a person, whether it's a friend that you've fallen out with, or a family member, or a ex-lover, or a lover, or someone. You're patiently waiting for something. Okay, intuitively you know that it's meant to be. But there's just something creeping on in here where you're like, I think time is running out on this, and maybe I need to move forward. Okay, but what is right for you will never pass you by. You got the Justice card right there. So they are indicating that there will be a solution that is found to whatever your situation is, whether it's career, love, or friendship or business. You've waited a long time for something, and it's just not happening, or it hasn't happened. So the Fool card indicates you may have opened yourself up to other options, or started to become curious in other areas because you're losing faith. Okay, now the Fool card Now, in the resistance position, it is your challenge for the next couple of weeks, taking a leap of faith, taking a risk. Okay, so a personal issue reaches a resolution. The Justice card says there's a resolution here. A solution is found. And the Fool card indicates you have to come out of your comfort zone to go get that, whatever that is. Okay, the Fool card also represents an energy, as I said when it came up earlier, there is a calling in your soul. You just know something intuitively, but it is about injecting that sort of childlike spirit or that playfulness to the situation, because it may have bogged you down for a little while, Virgo. May have made you feel like you were not enough, or made you feel negative in that situation. There's an energy of apathy, like, I can't do this anymore. Or maybe you feel like someone has been very careless in a situation where you've borne the brunt of something, and you're close to giving up on it. Okay, I'm going to pull a quick card up with to clarify this Fool card before we move forward. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What is the Fool card meant to? Messenger of water, love. So either it's, water is about love, but it's also about goals and dreams. Okay, so there's some sort of news. Messengers, they bring news. So either you've been waiting for some news about a project that you, or an opportunity that you put out there for, or something that you love doing with all of your heart and your soul, but it's just not happening, or the opportunity that you've been looking for has not been happening, and you're almost about to give up. It's always the way, Virgo. The minute you're about to give up, the universe just brings you right back on in and says, hang on a minute, hold true to that vision, okay? Because it's so interesting, and they've given me this sentence quite a lot recently in the reading, so I do apologize if I'm rehashing the sentence, but it keeps coming up. They're just giving it to me again, which is a watch pot never boils, okay? If you're constantly looking out for something, it's not going to happen. The minute you take your attention off it, it comes on in, okay? So now this could also be love. If you're waiting for someone to open up to you in terms of love, someone who's been a bit guarded in their energy, someone who has almost like been very careless with your heart, or you were unprepared for them to not be in your life, or something like that. As you see, horses, they represent partnership, long-term partnership, the soulmate energy, and the masculine and feminine energies are very interesting in that dynamic, because the masculine energy actually carries the children to term, in a seahorse sort of environment, but that's by the by. It's more about knowing that you're right for someone. Okay, so this can also be romantic love, someone that you're attracted to. You've been waiting for them to reveal a connection. The High Priestess is about something coming to the surface, revealing, okay? So repression. So if you've been repressing feelings for somebody, or you feel like someone's been repressing secrets from you, I feel like the secret is coming out. Someone is going to reveal something. Or if you're waiting for a message on an area of a job, for example, or a project, or something that you love, something that you've put your heart and soul in, because bring love to the situation, you are bringing love to the situation, and that's when you hear the news. Okay, so some sort of message expected in the next couple of weeks that you're hoping for. Brings balance, harmony, and I feel like you meet your match, whatever that is. Whether it's a job that you've been bored, or feeling like a little bit met in, and you've been hoping for something else to come along, you're meeting your match. Or whether it's a person, or whether it's friendships, people are being generous with their time and attention and their care, whereas before they had not been. So, but it's almost like you're giving up, but it's almost like hang on in there, because the outcome energy is the Justice card, which means there's a solution here, but it requires a conversation, because we've got two swords here. So as you can see, there's a lot of tears, which indicates there could be a painful conversation between you and a person, or you and a workspace. Maybe you're walking away from something, or intuitively you feel the shift, there's a change, an undercurrent of change, and you have to find a solution, and you have to have that conversation out in the open. Okay, so I feel like there's something that needs to be done. There's action, but it requires a choice to be, there's a decision to be made here. The Justice card indicates truth, fairness, equality, balance, but it also indicates that there is going to be some karma, some good karma coming towards you, plus a solution that leads to a win-win situation. Okay, it's about cause and effect. So if you do not have the conversation, for example, you cannot move forward. You will always be wondering what if. If you never take action on something, you'll always be wondering what if. But if you broach the subject and negotiate and open like a set of variables, a conversation, or take action in a certain area, you change the future, you change the outcome. Okay, so be mindful of your actions. I feel being diplomatic is important in this situation, whatever that is. And the Hangman indicates that although you've been waiting and you've sacrificed so much, you know, once you surrender and see things from a new perspective, you release an old way of doing things, releasing any old patterns. So for example, Virgo, if you and a person, you know, you tend to bicker a lot, you know, you fall out with each other, and you really have a lot of time for that person, but they tend to ask too much of you. And, you know, then you fall out and you just don't speak for a while. Months go by. That's wasted time. That's wasted energy. But if you come back together, you rehash it, you make your apologies, both of you, or that person comes towards you and apologizes, and you're like, okay, I accept that apology, let's go forward. And it continues to happen. It starts to become a pattern. If you always do what you always do, Virgo, you're always going to get what you always got, okay? That's the same with love relationships. It's the same with work situations. If you always accept the status quo, it's always going to remain the same, okay? Now, as you can see here in the timer, again, there's this energy of maybe feeling like time is running out on something. Everything happens in divine order, so you can breathe, okay? What is meant for you will never pass you by. But as you can see, this figure is in a timer, in an hourglass, and they're stuck in the sand. It's become really uncomfortable. So if your situation has become so uncomfortable, Virgo, the universe has made it that way so that there's nothing more that you can do but change or remain uncomfortable forever. Okay, so as you can see, this person here, they've become so uncomfortable. It takes a lot to grow. This person is growing. Look at that massive foot there, massive head. Everything's growing. So the point where there's no room to breathe anymore. They have to push through any stagnant or toxic energy. There's a skull right there. They have to break through the energy to reach up for their happiness. Happiness is worth fighting for. First of all, we find it within ourselves, and we ask ourselves, am I happy in this situation? If not, what can I do about it? I have to change. So it is about making the breakthrough, having the epiphany moment, and reaching up for your happiness, whatever that is for you, Virgo, okay? And it's about finding a solution. And the Temperance card indicates you've had a lot of patience. I mean, just now, we had the Patience card come out. Oh no, I've shuffled again. So the Patience card came out, which is the Temperance card. So you're getting exactly the same cards again, the Fool card and Patience. There is a leap of faith that is required. Coming out of your comfort zone is important, Virgo, but it's a calculated risk. The Temperance card says you're being patient. You're waiting for the right moment. You're examining your priorities because you're shaking up a system of pattern that you may have got yourself into. And it feels a little bit nerve-wracking, a little bit anxious. But once you follow your heart, that bird there, as you can see, the heart is present. Once you follow that heart, prepare to fly, Virgo. Everything will happen in divine order. So let us see what is coming towards you in the details. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know regarding this moon energy? Can you please guide them for their highest good? We got the Eight of Swords, epiphany moment. Everything comes to light. We got the Five of Wands. Are you in training for something, or you're getting ready for something? The Knight of Wands. Thank you. Taking action. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know regarding this blue moon energy? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see? Seven of Cups. Choices. Three of Swords. Wow, this is really interesting. They've asked for two more, so I'm going to give it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful... Whoa. How do I receive? Thank you so much. There's the Hermit. You got to have a rest after this. And then one more. Thank you so much. Four of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so... Now, the Eight of Swords is seeing something really clearly. The swords are all pointed up, which indicates often a communication occurring. This is freedom. The Eight of Swords in reverse is about, new hope, freedom, liberation from feeling isolated or stuck in a situation, or even overthinking something. Because in the upright, the Eight of Swords basically means, something that you're not seeing, or something that is keeping you stuck, and a self-imposed restriction, imprisonment. Okay, so whatever that is for you, as you can see, this panda, poor little panda there, is like hanging from a tree. But in the reverse, they're indicating there is a point of clarity. Now, something that intuitively you felt, that you knew was happening, that was being repressed, something, either a secret or some sort of information, Virgo, that you were kind of expecting, but maybe keeping it to yourself, or, it comes to light. So expect some sort of clarity in the next couple of weeks there. Something comes to light that allows you to reach some sort of conclusion, okay? A personal issue here reaches a resolution. So it may be just very simple. Something that you've been worrying about comes to a conclusion that stops you from being in your head and worrying about it, okay? Because the Five of Wands indicates conflict. So it's crossing the Fool card. So something that you may have given up on, or want to give up on, or even take a leap of faith on, you're conflicted. The Five of Wands indicates that there is some sort of either challenge or obstacle that you may feel is in your way from allowing you to do whatever it is that you wanted to do. But the Five of Wands is very interesting, because sometimes when you read the history, basically when you read the history of the Five of Wands, it is about being in battle, training to do something, okay? So something that you've been working really hard on, sacrificing a lot for, being in training for such a long time, Virgo. It's almost like you're on the point of a breakthrough, an epiphany, because the next sort of card up is the Six of Wands, which is victory. So something is worth fighting for here, Virgo. But you just got to pick the right battle, okay? Now, I'm going to pull a quick card on that Five of Wands to see what we got coming through there, because it's almost like they're indicating something that you need to do, but then as soon as you go to do it, it's almost like, well, talk yourself out of it, because you feel like it's not going to happen, or there's something that they're just indicating here that there's avoidance energy. Now, Virgo, I don't normally like to call people out on their stuff, because that's not my business, but I'm here to give you the energy that I'm getting, and we all avoid things at certain times, okay? But they're giving me an avoidant energy right here with that Five of Wands. What they're indicating is, with a leap of faith, it's going to be very successful, okay? The problem will be resolved if you take the leap of faith, if you go for it. Intuitively, you know what that means for you. Nine of Air. Don't overthink this. Believe and you shall receive. Some conflict is, I love this message. I really love it. This is the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. So if you do have the deck at home, please read what it means, because it basically means don't overthink this. Have faith. Some tension is actually really good. Okay? Five of Air is tension and conflict, and that it's a good way of sort of assessing your motives. Okay? And also, when you're shaking up the system and you're doing something different, and you're challenging the status quo, you're leading with integrity, but you're just doing things in a different way, the right people or the right situations will stay by your side no matter the changes you make. As you can see, that little bird there is unfazed by the changes, but all the other birds are in a flap, okay? You're making waves. Whatever it is that you're changing, it's okay. Have faith. It will occur. Nine of Air says, don't beat yourself up. Don't have fear. Don't have any negative self-talk. I mean, it's literally that card there. It's time to release negativity. Release it. This is a call to have faith that some tension is good tension, because actually you gauge if you're going in the right direction or not. And you also gauge who's by your side, thick and thin, okay, through thick and thin. So, the people who are not there when you're going through a rough time, Virgo, they do certainly not belong in your life when you're going through the good times, okay? People who are there only for the good times, I mean, I'm not really going to talk about those people, but, they serve a purpose, of course, but perhaps not your purpose for the long game when it's in your life. People you can trust, okay? People you can trust, your soul tribe, they'll be by your side no matter what. So whatever changes you're making, whatever waves you're sort of making in the next couple of weeks, it looks like you're going to go for it. That's the challenge, to release any sort of obstacle, and just even the competition. I feel like you're still taking a leap of faith, coming out of your comfort zone. You're going to be successful. Because on the other side of that Five of Wands is success. Now, the Knight of Wands indicates action. You're taking that leap of faith. You're going for something. You're very creative, Virgo. So you may be embracing some sort of creative part of yourself. But as you can see, the Knight of Wands, this little panda's got like a Rambo bandana on them. So nothing's going to get in this person's way, in this panda's way. And that's the same of your energy. Determination for a new adventure or being headstrong. You're pretty much unstoppable when you get this energy. This is about you sort of acknowledging that you're different. You know, a Five of Wands energy is also about honoring each other's diversity and honoring each other's differences and finding unity in them. If we always have yes people around us, it's stagnant energy, it's boring. You need that creative spark, okay, from other people. That's what's so wonderful about new people and different people. We all have new ideas, we're all different, we are intriguing. And that's what's wonderful about life. So I feel like embracing it is important and just going for it. Honoring your own diversity and your individuality is so important to you taking whatever this risk or this leap of faith, this gamble is, because you find a solution and it balances everything out. There's harmony and peace on the other side. Now, the Knight of Wands energy is, you know, you having that unstoppable energy. Trust in your vision and then act accordingly. Remain true to who you are and what values you got, Virgo. Whatever it is you're manifesting, you can receive it in many forms, but you're taking action. The Knight of Wands is someone who sort of gets inspired, sees the goal and the dream, goes after it, completes it, and is then on to the next, okay, Virgo? That's the sort of energy I feel like you're having at this time. Moving forward, you know, look at this panda. It's literally breaking that branch off like with some sort of, you know, like chop, like move out of the way, I'm still coming through. No matter the obstacles, I'm moving forward. So I feel like that's your energy in the next couple of weeks. You do have some options. Seven of Cups throws up a lot of options here. Sometimes when we get a Seven of Cups energy, it can be too many options. We feel overwhelmed. So I'm just going to pull a quick card on there because we got a Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords, it's really interesting. It's a painful lesson, as you can see. The Three of Swords in this little poor panda's back, and you can see this panda had glasses on, was researching something, or was trying to see something clearly, but either didn't get there in time or didn't learn the lesson, because the lesson is now pinned to this poor little panda's back, okay? So it's a lesson that this little panda will never forget. And it's on a little tree trunk there, and it's a heart. So there's a painful lesson to learn with this. Number one, if it's to do with business or opportunity, know that there's no such thing as failure, only learning lessons, okay? It is a lesson we take with us, and then we move to the next stage. The Four of Swords, we retreat, we rest, we have some time for solitude, and we process what happened so that we can move on to the next stage, okay? Which is, you go into mental conflicts, like overthinking stage with the Five of Swords. Then you move up to the Six of Swords, which you move on, okay? So it basically is a structure of the way that humans do things in the way we think. Now, the Seven of Cups does indicate that you have to take a little bit of time to really think about these options and make a decision. It says you're at a bit of a fork in the road with that Justice card right there. Oh, wow. So we got transformation, another Scorpio kind of energy there. So if you've got strong Scorpio placements, that's coming through quite a lot. We've also got Virgo energy, Aries. We got Libra energy, Sagittarian energy, Pisces coming through as well. But the transformation card indicates drastic change. You're ending a pattern or a cycle, and you're beginning a new one. You're releasing any old familiar patterns, and you're making room for something greater, something better. But you're doing things differently. The choices may be different than your usual choices. So I feel like with that card, I'm going to go one more. Nothing remains the same. Okay, so I feel like whatever these changes were that were coming, intuitively you felt they were coming. You saw them beforehand. I'm just going to go get that card. And I feel like you're walking away from something. I'm just going to go get those cards. One moment, please. Oh my gosh. This has been happening a lot. In order to clarify the Seven of Cups, we got the Seven of Cups again. And we've also got pretty much a similar card. So basically this means transformation. It basically means end, new beginning. And we've got Seven of Water, so that's the Seven of Cups. Choice, Ten of Air, end, new beginning. So some endings can be graceful. They can be diplomatic. We can walk away from things and not have a big old argument or remain in anger, because anger is something we carry with us. We don't leave it with the person. You can be really angry at a person, be like, I hate you, you did this, or to an ex-boss, you know, you stifle my growth, you never put me forward for promotion. But the only person, Virgo, who's feeling that anger is you. And therefore you're hurting your own body, okay? So it's, when people say, you know, let it go, let it flow, it's not for you just to be the bigger person. It's actually for you to be the healthier person, because it lightens your karmic load. It makes you feel free. You walk forward without any baggage. And the Fool card is the lesson, okay? To release it, to transform it. You have options, of course, but sometimes you can have a graceful ending. And the Ten of Swords is also a point of epiphany, a new way of thinking. So something is ending here for you. You're seeing something clearly, whether you're walking away from a job or an opportunity. We'll be going deeper in a love relationship or a career relationship in the next couple of days for your sign. But this is about the energy that's, I feel like you're wanting to shake something up. The Three of Swords, I'm going to pull a separate card on that with a different deck, okay? Because I want a little bit more clarity on what that is. Because I feel like it was a painful lesson. This put you maybe into a bit of a thinking mode with that Virgo, well, with your own sort of Virgo energy there with that Hermit. Okay, introspection, enlightenment, truth. Knowledge will set you free. But also, we do have painful lessons sometimes that make us go off into that energy. So if you feel like you've missed out on an opportunity and you're feeling like, what is the point? All this effort for naught? Remember, often before we get a win, we often go through adversity. If you think about, I don't know why they're giving it to me like this, Virgo, but if you think about movies, you know, the person who ends up being the winner, the victor, they tend to go through some major hardship first. They overcome the obstacle and then they win. So always remember there seems to be a bit of a structure in life. And I know it's like a Hollywood movie and things like that, but it's an observation of life. I mean, they're giving you the same cards, okay? Freedom. They're giving me this sentence, okay? There are silver linings in natural departures. Rejection is protection and redirection, okay? So that Eight of Swords is clarity, knowing where you were stuck, where your heart wasn't in it, okay? Maybe a painful lesson. You may not see it now. Like, I've been broken on my knees. I've been heartbroken so many times, not only just with love, but with opportunities that I really put my heart and soul into. And I've grieved them. And I know when other people say, you know, oh, there'll be another opportunity along, you're like, you don't get it. This was the most important thing. And then a couple of months down the line, something else comes and you're like, oh, I get now why I was never meant to have that opportunity. Because if I did take that, I could never take this. And it was way more important, or it was way more lucrative, or it allowed me to see something more clear. So there's always a method in the universe's madness, okay? Now we got I feel like there's respect that comes with this card, but I also feel like a lot of enlightenment, a lot of wisdom. There's a point where you need to just take a bit of time out to really reassess what's going on, what transition you're going through. And the Four of Wands in the reverse indicates that you are leaving something behind. Now, whether that's an argument, because this is an argumentative kind of card, okay, in the reverse. In the upright, it means sort of coming together, celebration, or, you know, reunions with people. But in the reverse, it indicates you're walking away from something. So either you're walking away from a job, or an old way of thinking or doing something, or you're adjusting your plans and you're doing, how can I put that? You're waiting for the next stage to be able to action something. Because I feel like you're taking action on something, but you're walking away from something else. And that's okay, Virgo. It's okay to make that transition. Can you please clarify the Four of Wands before we close the reading for my beautiful Virgo? What is coming regarding the Four of Wands? Can you please guide them for their highest good? Two of Air, Four of Water. You start to see synchronicities when there are major changes, okay? Two of Air indicates there's going to be a slight waiting period. It's going to feel uncertain when you walk away from something. It's going to feel like you have no options. It's going to feel like you're at a stalemate. You may even feel like that right now. Virgo. But the universe does not want you to feel stuck. So what they're indicating with that Two of Air is, once you make a decision or you make a compromise and you decide to walk away from something that is, your heart's not in it, or someone's heart is not in it with you, or the opportunity is not emotionally fulfilling, whether it's a job, career, friendship, love, whatever it is, as soon as you take back your power and say, I am worth more than this, I am reaching for great, something else. The Two of Swords, Two of Air, is an energy of sort of weighing up your options and reaching for something greater, something better, as you can see, but releasing something else in order to do that. Because you've already got the Three of Swords, so they're indicating something's at a stalemate, something's not working, something's not moving forward. So you've got to release that. And in that act of releasing something, the Four of Water says there's a new opportunity coming on in here that is going to be a surprise. It is more emotionally fulfilling than ever before. It is going to be something that it's going to be an opportunity of abundance, or it's going to be, something that makes you feel really good about yourself. It could even be love. Basically, in the Four of Cups, there's a figure, sits under a tree, has 3 cups presented to them, and they've got their arms folded. It's not enough. They're fed up. It wasn't what they were searching for. All these opportunities may be coming towards you, or a love situation may not be fulfilling, and there's just this apathy. You don't know why, but it's because something deep within you, that intuition, is telling you that's not what you're wanting right now. So the universe comes in and surprises you with something greater. The Four of Water is often a surprise from the universe to bring you something that you're going to absolutely love. Trust that Spirit's got a plan for you and that is bringing you something more in alignment with your desires. Have faith and you will be fulfilled. Okay, so this is about appreciating that there is something working behind the scenes to bring you abundance, okay, bring you happiness that you seek. So they want me to leave it there, which is so unusual because I've been clarifying the cards in a different way for other readings. You didn't get a Tower and you get a different way of reading. So very interesting. I will leave that there. I'm just going to get you a Wisdom of the Oracle to close the reading before we go, my beautiful Virgos. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know? Higher power. High Priestess. Okay. Well, it connects, but it's not the same number. Number 4 is the Emperor card. Okay, so they just said, I, Claudius again. What is that about? I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, so maybe that is an Emperor. I guess maybe. So it's about strategy, planning, but it is also about source. It's important, okay, that you connect to your higher power and come back to yourself and your center. Okay, as you can see, it's a torch. I hope you can see there. There's a torch over the third eye that is illuminating right out through the crown chakra. So there's a deep knowing in this situation. Your gut instinct will never lead you astray. It's so important that the High Priestess and the higher power are in this reading because you got this, Virgo. Know that you're enough and know that your intuition will never lead you astray. Whatever you need to take a gamble or a risk on or a leap of faith on, know that yes, you're going to overcome the obstacles. There will be success and there is an opportunity lying on the other side. Now, conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things and committing to a partnership with Spirit. Okay, so I'm just going to read the prosperity message for you. Sometimes your work just flows through you. Ideas come rushing in and inspiration just bubbles up from a wellspring that you didn't even know you could access. When you enter into agreements or begin projects and negotiate deals with Spirit as your partner, you will always succeed. Let your higher power lead. Then synchronicities and intuitive nudges that you feel will help you see the way that you're being pointed towards, giving you confidence to move forward in the right direction. Don't forget to give credit where it's due. You wouldn't be successful without Spirit's guidance. Humility will serve you well when this symbol appears. Okay, now I'll give you the relationship message as well, because it could be towards a relationship that either you're angry at somebody or you feel like there is a relationship that has not fulfilled its destiny and you've been holding out for this person. Know that in that sort of stagnant energy, there is a breakthrough there, but it may mean that you're releasing something that is not emotionally fulfilling and there may be something more fulfilling on the other side. Whether that's a solution with this person or whether it's someone new, that is your call. We all have free will. So Relationship message. It's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority right now. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a spiritual, deep bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and your evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. Okay, so that person, you could have a psychic bond with that person, and you're seeing that now clearly. There's a breakthrough on that. Okay, thank you so much for it, guys, for Eagles. Okay, so we have a guitar. So that guitar is about tuning in to that higher power, tuning up your vibrations there as well. And there's 2 stars there. So 2 stars that can indicate stars are aligning for you to be in a higher vibration, to achieve everything you want, whether you're going for something creative. Perhaps a guitar is a symbol to you as well that helps you move forward. But 2 stars often mean 2 cycles healing, 2 people healing, or 2 souls healing, coming together in similar vibration, because there's been some sort of stagnant energy. It could also be about opportunity. Maybe you're reaching a vibration, releasing any negativity, and the opportunity that you seek is coming towards you. Negativity can sort of present itself in feeling like you're not enough, or making you feel like you're giving up on something. So I know it's easier said than done, Virgo. It's very hard to remain in high vibe. Anyone who can do that is like a saint. You know, none of us can do that all the time. But start to notice the patterns, okay? That's when you can start to change and evolve your frequency. They want this on the Temperance card. Whatever it is you've been patiently waiting for is starting to manifest in your world. And I feel like it's all coming together nicely. So that's what they're giving me there. I'll leave it there, my beautiful Virgo. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very important for me. Also, if you'd like to be in with a chance to win a free personal reading, all you have to do is complete something in the month of August. Whether it's clear out your closet, pay a bill, reach out to that friend or that person that you haven't reached out to for a while, or change the battery in your fire alarm, whatever it is, complete it in the month of August. Also, spend some wonderful time with your beautiful self, okay? And enjoy it. Set a date night for yourself. Put on that favorite movie of yours, get a takeaway, or make yourself a beautiful, healthy meal. Whatever it is, enjoy your wonderful company. Take yourself out to a gallery, and just enjoy your wonderful self. Okay, you do not have to share it with the collective if you do not wish to. Just put the word completed in the comments box below, and I'll gravitate towards one lucky subscriber on the 27th of August, and I'll announce it in a video. Okay, thank you so much, my beautiful Virgo. Love and light.